ACB. Below each letter, dots representing the letter in Braille. American Council of the Blind, together for a bright future. ACB Executive Director Eric Bridges with Advisory Board member Matt Handley. Eric Bridges, Executive Director.
Hi, everyone. This is Eric Bridges, Executive Director of the American Council of the Blind, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Matt Handley, a member of ACB's Advisory Board. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us so that our members and the blind community can get to know a little bit about you and the work that you do, and frankly, the work that you assist ACB in year in and year out.
Great. My pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So why don't we first start by you telling folks a little bit about what you do during your workday. What's your role?
Matt Handley, partner, Handley, Farah and Anderson, PLLC.
So I am a lawyer, and I focus my practice on representing victims of wrongdoing, of whether that be discrimination or other bad practices that where people have been harmed. And a big part of that is we have a very large disability rights practice at my firm, which is an 8-person firm based here in DC. And I've had the privilege over the last almost decade to make a big part of my practice focused on representing the needs of ACB and its members.
Yeah, and we're very appreciative for that. If you don't mind, why don't you brag on your firm a little bit? What's the name, and how long have you all been around?
So our firm's name is Handley, Farah and Anderson, and we are an 8-lawyer firm. It was started in 2018. Prior to that, I was the legal director at the Washington Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, and that is where I had the pleasure of first being able to represent and affiliate with the American Council of the Blind. As Eric knows, I think it's been almost 10 years now since we first formed that relationship, I believe back in 2013. And over the last nearly 10 years, we have made enormous leaps in advancing the rights of the blind community, particularly when it comes to their right to access to accessible technologies.
Absolutely. So, given all of that, what brought you to the ACB Advisory Board?
Well, as I said, it's been a real privilege over the last close to 10 years to have the ability to represent in a legal capacity ACB. And when I was invited to sort of expand that role and provide even more advisory services on how ACB manages its operations and manages its mission statement and effectuates that mission, I really jumped at it. I mean, it's been really one of the highlights of my career to be able to advance the interests of ACB and its members. And now with this added honor of being able to associate with the goals and the goals and the aspirations that ACB has, and to make sure that they're being done in both a effective and a consistent way has just been a real honor.
Oh, it's been wonderful working with you, and as part of that, why don't we get into it a little bit regarding the issues that you, as an advisory board member, are working with the staff and leadership on these days. You came on in 2019, and a lot of the work that you do is legal advocacy in nature. But if you could share with folks maybe the 2 or 3 things that you're actively working on or engaged with us on at the moment.
So, one of the nice things of being on the advisory board is the fact that I continued to be able to serve in my role as a legal advocate on behalf of ACB. And so that certainly has not diminished. In fact, if anything, the numbers of projects that we have in that area have really increased. We continue to push for accessibility in a variety of our everyday experiences with companies around the country who develop technologies. And so things such as kiosks that are inaccessible, websites that are inaccessible, other devices that are inaccessible, trying to ensure that that companies embrace both their responsibilities under the law, but also their good business practices to try to make things accessible and inclusive for everyone. In addition to that, though, specifically now that I'm on the advisory board, it has been my privilege to be able to help ACB sort of look at some of its controls and standard operating procedures, and offer advice on how they might be either improved or made to be more useful to their staff. For example, since ACB does not have a full-time general counsel, it's been a real privilege for me to be able to step in when I'm able to offer advice on things ranging from contracts to document storage policies to assisting with legal needs that may pop up with events and other engagements that ACB has with both the public and the private sector.
Yes, we talk regularly about any and all of those things, and I do very much on behalf of ACB and the staff and the leadership really appreciate your willingness to take on at times some additional initiatives to help us add process and structure to the work that we do, because it's needed during this time when we're continuing to evolve the organization. And Matt, thank you so much for what you do for ACB, and it's a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, Eric, and the pleasure is all mine.
All right, take care.
A logo, ACB in print and braille, American Council of the Blind, together for a bright future.